world, my name is Xana. I am a polarizing contestant from Canada's Drag Race Season 5, the winner of a non-competitive reality TV program called Slaycation 2, a viral lyricist, sometimes a singer, and thank you for tuning in to Dial X for Xana. Today we'll be reviewing my runway package from Canada's Drag Race Season 5, my fits, my Xana do's, my Xana don'ts, and some of the creations that I made on the show. Starting off, we'll be looking at my promo outfit. My sister Perla made this for me of my promo look. It is a repurposed brat stall, I'm pretty sure, and this is fierce. I'm obsessed with this. I don't really like Perla. This is one of my fonder memories of Drag Race. It's the first look that everybody sees of us. It's our immortalized image of our time on the show. And it's the one look that isn't judged by any of the judges, but it is heavily judged by everybody around us. So I'm happy with what we did here. Suki Doll had made this look for me, and I believe Isis and a couple other people had their hands in my promo look, so I was feeling set up for success. This was my most expensive look on the show. It cost me, I think, just over $4,500 for everything, but it was handmade of Worbla, I'm almost positive, and it is so hard to travel with, so I had done one show in it and did my photo shoot, and that was about it. For the photo shoot of this look, I shot this with Fernando, the drag series. We did it in his apartment. It was very fun. I just wanted on a white background to be used for promo images myself. But then I had decided to do a very isolated single spotlight just on my face because I loved the silhouette of this look. It was very spiky. It was very bug-like. And to be able to show it off in such a unique way, I wanted it to look different than everything else that we would see because I knew that Drag Race was going to give us this very Photoshop doctored look of what it is, so I wanted my version of it to look completely different. The video portion of this I shot with Wanting Moi, Beautiful Soul. Shot this in Stanley Park. The way that everybody and their grandmother was in this park at the same time, looking at me in this huge outfit, but one person did come up to me and be like, do you think it's appropriate to be dressed like that in your children? Mind you, we were in the middle of Stanley Park. I think maybe 2 trails over from the cruising section of Stanley Park in a parking lot where there was no children. Do I think I was dressed appropriately? Absolutely. I think my promo look is probably the most dressed I've been in many, many years. So, you know, the world is funny, and sometimes you will get hate crimed a couple blocks away from the cruising trails of Stanley Park. Next up, we're going to be looking at my entrance look, my super controversial entrance look, the belts. I don't know about y'all, this truly speaks to me and my brand. I'm a belt queen. I love wearing belts left, right, and center. And when we made this look, Jared and I wanted to have something that truly represented me. And walking in with my body out, a fur coat, a cunty little hat, I thought it was going to be the one. And everybody decided it wasn't. They hated it, which is fine. But we referenced so many different runways for this. I think we had a McQueen runway, we had a Mugler runway, I think we had a Jean-Paul Gaultier runway, all kind of combined into one. And that's how we ended up on this. I think Dita Von Teese was like our main mood board. She was in, I believe it's a Jean-Paul Gaultier look. It's all nude. It's a corset dress. And we wanted to go more for a bodysuit because we didn't know what we were walking into. Season 4 was different. We assumed Season 5 was going to be different. So we wanted to make sure that I was able to perform in this. As soon as I found out I was getting onto Drag Race, I immediately messaged my designer, Jared, and we started working on this. I'm happy we started with it because it was one of the ones that we took the longest to do because we just weren't finding the materials that we needed. It was the middle of the Lunar New Year. Everything was on hold for shipping, so we had to literally find these resources in town. And matching a coat to a bunch of other fabrics doesn't work, especially when we wanted fur. It was that or dyeing a white fur coat. And again, it wouldn't be an exact match. So anybody who complained about it not matching, I'm so sorry. This hat was actually created by Sean Malmus. This was a Mugler reference, like I mentioned before. And the act of making a hat is called millinery, the word of the day. And yes, we shot this look in the middle of a parking lot, downtown Vancouver, next to a train yard with our lovely photographer, John. Say hi, John.
Hi, Jan.
John's there. John's behind the camera, as per usual, where we love to see him. And yeah, having a bunch of people there specifically, I do everything with intention. This whole photo shoot had a bunch of people who have helped me along my drag journey. There's obviously a bunch more people who could have been in this photo shoot, but we did it in secret as I had 20 people here. But all of these people have supported me in one way or another during my drag journey, so having them all part of the photo shoot was incredible. Quickly, let's just talk about my confessional look. This was my choker for it, and I wore this every single day I was in drag leading up to this, so I was like, this is actually a natural thing for me to have on it. I was wearing a bomber jacket that I still wear to this day to and from the gigs. I just wanted to be comfortable, and I saw some of y'all's comments about me and what I looked like. I got Beavis and Butthead, which was insane. I got the feminine Terminator, or the Terminator on estrogen, which I will take. That one's funny to me. Next look we're going to be looking at is my music video performance look. And this was super special to me because I got to work with an incredible person called Cynthia Kiss. I think you might know her. She is also a designer, and it was something that I wanted to be able to incorporate many aspects of my drag journey and many aspects of the community in my Drag Race package. So I immediately went to her. I'm very happy with what we turned out with. Was my performance in that challenge incredible? Yes, and I don't want to hear any feedback on that. On set, while I was performing in this, my first take, I think I did a split, and I busted the crotch out of it immediately. I had one of the Queen's Care sew me up backstage, essentially, in front of everybody for my second take. And when I brought it back to Cynthia, I was like, I need you to open the crotch up a little bit more. My butt had gotten bigger, and the bodysuit had gotten smaller, and obviously with a huge rip in it. So she's fixed now. I think everybody had a different take on what the music video look was supposed to be. I just wanted to reference something fashion. I needed it to be functional, and creating this ostrich rhinestone blue look, and it's still within the tones of everything that I was using. I wanted to make sure that this first look at what my drag was going to be all cohesive, and I think we did that, especially with the color story that we were telling. We went from blue and red to purple, blue, orange, and pink into my next runway look. I shot this in a studio with John as well, with Cleopatra and Jerry Lynn, and yeah, we just wanted to showcase the costume. We went on a plain background. Most of my photo shoots were done on scene or on set, and this was one of the secondary looks that I wanted to make sure that was showcasing the garment and less about the performance of what we were doing for the photo, because I think we all wanted to go into a very, what is it called? What am I trying to say? Up next, we have my first runway look. This was my best drag. This cane was actually created by my uncle Chris, the Epic Stash Carpenter. He works for the Arts Club and creates props every single day of his life and creates fantastic things. He also had a hand in another one of my runways later on, but this was twice the size that it is now. We had to cut it in half to get it back home, which I completely forgot about. But this look was so fun to create. It was one of the last looks that I actually had to conceptualize because I had wanted to work with Evan Clayton, and I knew when I got into Drag Race that would be one of the things that I wanted to do for my journey. We used this beautiful silk, again, incredibly hard to get, and we wanted to use a zebra print, but there was none available, so Evan Clayton actually created that pattern for me. So I'm insane, and I lied to all of my designers about when I was leaving for Drag Race because I wanted to make sure that I had my looks ready and on time. Evan Clayton brought this to my apartment. I tried it on, and it was not originally chaps, it was actually pants, and the fit of them just were not giving, so I literally took them off, and I was like, Evan, I need you to cut this in half. I need you to make chaps for me. But I'm super proud of this. I think the colors were an incredible match. The way that he created this gradient yellow to orange tiger print for me, and I think the punch, the impactfulness of the magenta satin cape was just so beautiful. The headpiece was a reference. I believe we used Gottmik's Red Devil headpiece from one of the shows that she did. And it's so cool to see this all put together. I did this photo shoot on top of my old workplace, Urban Outfitters, literally on the rooftop, 12 p.m. middle of the summer with Wanting and M from Vesper Time Imagery and Addie Pose. We were out in the direct hot sunlight. I almost went blind here because they had to light my face with no shadows. The nails that I wore here as well were from Sakura, Claws by Sakura on Instagram. This was just so like a full circle moment. I quit this job to focus on drag to get onto Drag Race, and then I did my first runway shoot, the CEO of drag, on top of that workplace rooftop, which was incredible. And then I shot the video portion of this in one of my old offices with Addie Pose's dog, Davey. Shout out to little Davey. He's so good. And I just wanted to be silly. I feel like watching the show back now, my personality has very highs and deep lows, but there is that through line of this silly performer in it, and I wanted to make sure that that was showcased immediately because I really didn't know what the edit was going to look like at this point. So I wanted to make sure that my comedy, or at least something that I thought was funny, would be showcased. I'm very proud of what I did on this show. I think I was able to represent my drag perfectly here, visually through the garments. And huge shout out to everybody that helped bring this together, whether it be the people that worked hand and foot on every single garment stoning, all the photographers that were able to capture it after the show, everybody who did my hair, all the designers that were able to bring it together. I'm so glad to be able to showcase what I did so perfectly on this program that is able to capitalize on what makes drag beautiful. And shout out to all those Uber drivers that didn't discriminate against me getting to these photo shoots. We will be doing a couple more things with this series. We will be going over a few more aspects of my time on Drag Race and a bunch of other fun things, so stay tuned. Bye. Chained up